Okay, as you can see now, all 4 racks have been installed. You know, they all have screw holes in all the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm using 5 screws to secure them. There's some other holes that are close, and I just kind of randomly picked them, but you know, the screws are about 9 inches apart. Since I'm going to a 4-tray system for 24-ounce bottles, it'll be A, B, C, D, so I kind of took my trays out and did them properly. I'm going to be installing a D rack. This is an old machine that we kind of use just to make this video. Absolutely mandatory that when you're putting in these 24-ounce bottles, and just in general to make sure your machine works properly, that you have on the bottom of the trays you have pushers. Just to save video time and to get this all onto 1 or 2 CDs, I'm not showing you how to install them, or I'm not putting them on these racks, but ideally while these racks are out, you would have the parts on hand. You absolutely want to put those in here just to keep your customers happy and get really good product delivery. So I'm putting in back the original racks. If you have this old style or non-updated racks with that don't have the pushers on here or pushers on the side, before putting the racks in, it's just so much easier to put the new pushers in. We supply the part numbers for the pushers are on this CD and kind of give you even a reference for some spacers. So I'm going to put this old original style back in here, but you know, I highly recommend, or it's very important that you do update them. This is the first rack is going to come in here. Kind of going to feed this through. I'm going to sit back here. With my harness, I still have the. I'm going to push this harness through this back hole here. I still have the black tape. And I'm going to reach through here. On this particular vendor, it's sharing the hole with the thermos, the capillary tube of the thermostat. So I've pulled this back here. Another segment of the video does show you exactly how to hook this back up. I'm going to drop this rack back here. When this machine was originally supplied, it it had the tie straps and the hole. So if you would like to tie strap it back there, you're fine. These holes right here, I guess we did test drills just to get our alignment right. The trays that you have, I'll put in the next tray, which will be the C tray, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll drill the holes. I try to do the best I can to kind of catch up with the existing holes in the rack. I mean, when you're drilling them, if you get your alignment off, it's not such a big deal. With the parts kit, we gave you 8 extra sheet metal screws, just because, by putting the screws in here, it just kind of is a much safer way of having the machine, and it'll kind of even add some strength to the body of the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the C rack in that hasn't already been pre-drilled from earlier test videos we made. Put it in. I'm going to drill for you. I'll just mark it with a Sharpie, and then that'll give you an example of how to put the trays back into this old vendor. So let me grab my C tray. Put in place nicely. I'm going to run this back through the hole here. This segment of the video is specific just to this older 6-tray machine. If you're installing these racks in a 5-tray machine, you really don't need to watch this segment. The other segment, it kind of shows with these wires, we supply little tie-mount clips, so these are going to be secured back in place, so that's an important step. So if you're doing the 6-tray machine, you got to make sure you watch the segment for the 5-tray video, because I want these wires out of the way. We do recommend, if you're doing all 24-ounce bottles, obviously you have to use the right column for the 24-ounce or the 20. If you're using any smaller, 12-ounce cans or 16.9-ounce bottles, if you could, we recommend that you try to use them in this right rack, just so that these wires, there's no way the wires can catch on the product, because the product will be shorter. But it is possible if you use the clips that this will be held back in place properly. So what I've done now is I've have this old system. This is factory stock, where there were no holes right here to secure the racks. So with this kit, it's absolutely mandatory that we want you to drill these in. So I'm just going to kind of go up about 1/4 of an inch, over about 1/4 inch. you could hear, it was kind of bucking a little bit as it went through the, it went through this metal, and then I kind of drilled or enlarged the hole into the new rack system. So I'm going to go ahead and feed this new screw through here. Find my alignment right. This will tighten in. So got it in. Sometimes the hand driver is important. As you do more of these, you'll get the you'll kind of get the alignment in perfectly. But again, you might be enlarging the stock hole that was on here. But we want to put this on on all trays. So you're going to be putting in four of these hex screws, four to each side, and your trays will be well secured. So just from this point of the video, we'll move on. You can just follow this sample of how to install these trays, feed the wires through. You've already watched the the segment for the 5 shelf vendors, and it's just very important you also put the putty back through here on both sides after you put these trays in. So I'll let you go ahead and follow the sample, and you'll be on your way with installing our new rack system.